Hi and welcome. We have a very busy start to the month, and this is going to be a month where you're going to do a lot of work, a lot of it behind the scenes in preparation for when the Sun moves into your sign of Virgo next month. Now we start the month with Mars making a square to Pluto. This is a very powerful, intense aspect to have. Now Mars is in your 8th house. This is the house that he co-rules. This is the house of Scorpio. This adds more intensity to his energy. And then we have the aspect with Pluto. Pluto's in your 5th house, but Pluto is also the co-ruler of that 8th house. So there's a big emphasis on the 8th house. Now the 8th house is about shared resources, it's also about the life and death things, and it's also about transformation. So there's a lot to be done in the 3 days that this aspect happens. You may want to change a lot of things, but you need to go about it in a more methodical way, because otherwise you could cause people to get angry, and you could have fierce opposition against your changes you want to bring in. So it's a case of softly bringing the changes slowly, but this is intense, powerful energy to use, and it can be very creative with Pluto in that 5th house as well, and also very passionate, because the 5th house is around love affairs. So if you are engaged in a love affair at this time, there'll be intense passion within that relationship. On the 2nd, your ruler Mercury makes a couple of aspects. These will be very useful to you as well, because Mercury's in that 10th house of career and destiny, makes an aspect to Saturn in the 6th house. This is about understanding what you need to do on a practical level and get those tasks done. There may be a little bit of confusion around, because Mercury also makes an aspect to Neptune in that 7th house of partners. So whether it's business partnership or relationship partnership, there could be some confusion and misunderstandings, and that could be because you're not communicating what you're doing and how you're doing things, so just be wary of that. Another very positive and fantastic aspect on the 5th, as Mars and Mercury both change sign. Mars moves into Taurus, which is your 9th house, and Mercury moves into Cancer, which is your 11th house. Now these two will both be at 0 degrees. Now this is the most powerful any planet will be within a sign. So with them making a positive aspect, this is going to give you a real boost of confidence. This is going to really allow you now to put the transformations and changes that you were thinking about or deciding to do over the first 3 or 4 days of the month. You can now start to put them into action in an organised way. We have massive, with Mars in the 9th house, we have a massive belief in yourself and what you're going to do. So you need to use that, harness it. Then there's another aspect on that day. Venus makes an aspect to Chiron. Now this is Chiron in the 8th house. So just being with people today, will you help them? You'll be able to uplift them, and there'll be some healing that's going on, even though you're not consciously you're doing it. People will be drawn to you because you have this boost of confidence and energy at the moment. The Sun makes a square to Chiron on the 8th, and although you still have this healing ability around you, there's also some frustrations creeping, because this is a square aspect, and it may be that friends aren't picking up exactly what you're trying to do to help them with, and this will cause irritations. Then on the 9th, the Sun makes a much nicer aspect. This is a positive one to Uranus. So this is a real boost, again, of confidence and excitement, because Uranus in the 9th house is all about having a new and unusual, different adventure, or maybe to learn something new that you've never really thought about before. There's a boost of confidence as well with Mercury making an aspect to Jupiter, but Jupiter's in that 8th house. So it's a good time to plan any financial matters to do with your career, or to do with any shared resources as well. Just need to be a little bit mindful on the 10th. There's a conjunction between your ruler Mercury and the Black Moon Lilith, and there may be some frustrations, like we said, with other people, friends or colleagues, or even in group situations whereby people are not getting what you're telling them, and there is a tendency to just speak your mind, but just be mindful that you may be upsetting people. On the 12th we have another good aspect, this time the Sun positive aspect with the Moon's North Node. Now, North Node in the 9th house means that there could be someone, a guru, or someone you look up to, a mentor, who will help you and guide you on your way to a better direction to go in. And also maybe something you learn and read will inspire you to make some changes. But definitely there'll be something coming along from the North Node that leads you on a new path, in a new direction. Then we also have another aspect on that day between Venus and Saturn. So this is a great day for seeing the bigger picture, looking at where you are. Saturn's in that 6th house of practical things, so you can practically then put some of your ideas and beliefs into action. We have a full moon on the 13th, and this is a very different full moon to normal because the moon is actually in Capricorn, which is its detriment, so it doesn't function very well through Capricorn. It loses its emotional side. Emotions are stifled and held down, so this could be a difficulty, but you have other aspects that could override this. But remember that the full moon influence will last for 2 weeks. Now, we have Pluto very close to the full moon, so this brings an intensity of emotion. So maybe Pluto can help to bring back that emotional side. And also we have on the same day an aspect between Venus and Neptune. Neptune's in that 7th house of relationships, so this could bring forth a very passionate and intense new relationship, or it could increase intensity and passion within your existing relationship. Now, with the full moon, there's always a lot of changes that are going on, and no different with this one, because we have a lot of activity going on. We also have Mercury making an aspect to Chiron. Now, this aspect working along with the full moon will make it difficult for you to express your emotions. It'll make it hard, and it may trigger off some things in the past whereby this happened before and you couldn't voice your opinions or voice your love for someone. This time you need to overcome this. You need to heal that old wound so that you can let the communication come through in a creative manner, because the full moon's in that creative house. So this is one where you need to work on. With it being Capricorn, it's holding things back, because it's a very practical, down-to-earth sign. But you have to allow those emotions to come through and voice them. The ruler Mercury makes 3 aspects between the 14th and the 16th, and is very, very active. Now, the first one is to Uranus in that 9th house on the 14th, and then on the 15th there's an aspect to the North Node on the same house. So this is going to be very exciting. This is a time when you will be venturing into new territories. It's a time though when you need to go with the flow, don't fight against things. If new things are coming along and happening, then enjoy them, explore them, and look at that world that's opening up in front of you. Then on the 16th, communication really comes together. I know we struggled with the full moon, but on the 16th the Sun and Mercury come together, and this allows free-flowing communication from the heart, because the Sun is the ruler of Leo, and Leo is the heart. So everything can come through the heart, and you can express yourself in a fantastic free-flowing way. With the Sun and Mercury together, they make 2 aspects. The first and 17th, Pluto. And this is an opposition. So this is a time for sweeping change. This is a time when you have the power to make those changes. But you need to be careful how you do it, because with this opposition there can also be power struggles. And maybe people are not happy with what you're going to change. Now, this could be within a group situation with the Sun and Mercury being in 11th house, or between friends. Whatever it is, you just need to be careful, because Pluto in the sign of Capricorn represents authority, so there could be authority figures that come to put things right if you make mistakes. Then the other aspect on the 18th is between these two and Neptune. Neptune's in the 7th house of relationships. So this is a good time. This is a fantastic, it's a fantasy aspect. So you just need to be careful that you keep your feet firmly on the ground. This can create some wonderful creative and very spiritual experiences between you and your partner. So this is good. This can heighten your your love experience. On the 19th, we have an aspect you need to be especially aware of because it's Mars making a positive aspect to the Black Moon Lilith. Now, although it's a positive aspect, this can bring stored anger up from within. Mars has this ability to release anger, and the Black Moon is certainly not going to stop this from happening. So there may have been things happening recently that have got you wound up a little bit, but just be careful it doesn't all come out in one foul swoop. Then on the 20th we have Chiron going retrograde. Now Chiron is in your 8th house. This is the house Scorpio, so there could be a chance now to work with a wound that could be very, very deep within, but it could start to surface, and this is a time to work with it and heal it. On the 23rd, the Sun moves into Leo and into your 12th house and joins Mercury, who's moved in there a couple of days earlier. This marks a month of reflection, of working behind the scenes, of preparing yourself ready, because in a month's time the Sun and Mercury will both be in your sign of Virgo and things will be very, very different. So use this month to plan and prepare. Then on the 24th we have a lovely aspect between Venus and Jupiter. Now this is a time when you can enjoy some fun with friends, as Venus is in the 11th house, and Jupiter in the 8th house will make sure that you don't go short. The only thing is, it's not to be too overindulgent, because this could have a negative effect on you. So it's good for planning, it's good for working with finances and budgeting, and it's very good for enterprise as well, but most of all it's good for having fun. Another Mars aspect on the 26th would make you a little bit irritable, a little bit fractious, so it's best to avoid closest to the people on this day, because they will begin to annoy you. But then on the 27th we have another good aspect. We have Venus come together with the Black Moon Lilith. This is in your 11th house. So it's a great day to meet new friends, great day to socialize, and also to be able to chat and enjoy the finer things of life. There's also a lot of excitement generated by these two, and when they come together it is easy to get a little bit out of control, so just be wary that you don't overstep the mark. Also, Mercury on this day makes an aspect to Chiron, so it's a good day to relate to others regarding any hurts or wounds that have happened recently. The 28th sees our new moon. This is in Leo, but it's in your 12th house again. So we've already spoke about 12th house a little bit. It's time now to recharge the batteries in readiness for the Sun moving into your sign in a month's time. Also, we have Jupiter going retrograde on this day, so again it's time for soul searching. It's time to search for that hidden truth, search for the things beneath the surface, because Jupiter's in that 8th house, that will maybe put you in a better position in a month's time. So this is the time to do your homework and make sure everything's ready when the Sun moves into your sign. Now we have another very good aspect on the 28th, and this lasts for 19 days. This is a coming together of Uranus and the Moon's North Node, and they've both been featured this month with aspects from the Sun and Mercury, but now they come together. So there's going to be changes on your life path. There's going to be things that happen now that will happen for a reason. These are not coincidences, these are meant to happen, and these changes will allow you to follow a new path, or have a new job, or do something completely different. These are in your 9th house, so this is going to be a new adventure. So embrace the spirit of this adventure, and you'll be able to act on everything when the Sun moves into your sign, and will give you the power to use that energy in a creative, positive way. We finish the month with a triple conjunction on the 31st, when Mars joins Uranus and the Moon's North Node. So this will help you to clarify what it is, what direction you need to be going in. This will give you a lot of insight, and there's a lot of energy here to direct yourself. There's a lot of mental energy because it's in that 9th house, so you need to learn and to understand and to see what's going on, so you get the picture, the bigger picture. We have a couple of other aspects. We have the Sun making a positive aspect to Jupiter, which is normally one of the best aspects you can have, because the Sun is in the 12th and Jupiter is now retrograde. This, you won't get the complete benefit of this. It's more internal, so this is the time to do more of that internal work, and learning and understanding what position you're in so that you can prepare. And also we have another beneficial one, Mercury Saturn. This helps you to do more of that work in the shadows, so to speak, behind the scenes in preparation. And then the last one, between Venus and Chiron, allows you to be more understanding of others. Maybe because of what you're going through, you'll be more mindful and more understanding of the plight of others. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the July review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and if you'd like to leave me a message, I'd love to hear from you.